Takeaway observations about the city of Santa Fe, the Native American Pueblos, and their relationship. Number 1. The two cultures have historically occupied this space and have had a long-standing relationship over several centuries. Number 2. As things have evolved over time, Santa Fe has become a shared space for both cultures, as well as for general outsiders, while Native Americans have enjoyed dedicated pueblos reserved only for them. They regulate those spaces and practices for those spaces without any outside influence as they see best for their own culture. This is a very good thing and gives them a well-deserved advantage in preserving their culture. Number 3. Santa Fe, with its heavy Spanish descendant population, has a symbiotic relationship with the local Native American pueblos and tribes, and has for hundreds of years. This continues to this day with countless personal friendships, love affairs, business transactions that include Native American art, casinos, resorts, various restaurants, mechanic shops, stores, gas stations, etc. These two cultures are quite intertwined. Number 4. It is possible and probable that there may be some residual issues from the past that could find more resolution, but almost nothing since lasting peace was established that has risen to the degree of mob vandalism or outright attack on one by the other. Number 5. The local Native American leadership strongly appears to be largely in agreement with the local Spanish leadership in that the destruction of historical monuments, statues, fiestas, and general activism against the Spanish history and representations of that are a net negative for both cultures. Some statements disavowing radical groups and their actions has been made public from representatives of both cultures. In addition, I have inside information that tells me that during the removal of La Entrada in 2018, which I am on record as opposing, local pueblos made an agreement with leaders in Santa Fe that in exchange for removing that tradition, Native Americans would never oppose or protest anything related to the fiestas again, and any Native American found doing so could literally be kicked out of any pueblo they belonged to, the most severe disciplinary action that could be taken. At the time, leadership on both sides could not know the various possible ways protests or offenses could develop, but the heart of the agreement seems to disavow general protests of the Spanish traditions, celebrations, and historical values of the city. That would mean a blanket rejection by all local pueblos of any activist or rogue group demonstrating in Santa Fe claiming to be or speak for Native Americans. I know this because I have personal first-hand accounting of local leaders, including the president at the time of the Caballeros de Vargas, Tomas Baca, the president at the time of the Santa Fe Fiesta Council, Melissa Mascarenas, among others who were part of this agreement. These protesters and the organizations promoting these protests have presented themselves as the face and the opinion of all Native American people generally, and that is a lie. It would seem that the Spanish leadership and the Native American leadership have already spoken as to their intent. If what I just said is true, then these vandalisms, protests, and groups bringing them are making themselves an enemy of both cultures, foolishly thinking that they represent one of them.